Welcome back to the channel. My name is Alex with another midweek market and thematic update. In this channel, we document the growth of a $100,000 account I've created for my newborn son. We're growing the account using technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and some news. And in this video, we're going to go over one of the hottest sectors in the market and how it compares to the other hot themes in the market. If that's what you're into, stick around. All right, so before we get into the thematic analysis, we like to talk about some news on this channel. So just to start it off, I mean, the news today was pretty interesting. There's some circulating news that Trump was going to fire Powell, and that triggered a market response. I think the market was down almost 1% on the day off of that. And then he was giving a meeting like he normally does. And I guess a reporter asked him if he was going to fire Powell. And he said, no, he's not. And then we proceeded to V. So another interesting day in the market. But behind the scenes, there's a lot of big moves. And that's what we're going to talk about for the duration of this video. So with that, before we get there, we're going to talk about the market and the market monitor. So let's go see what's going on there. All right. So for those of you who are new to the channel, the market monitor is a collection of data I've taken over time. I look at whether stocks are in uptrends, downtrends, going sideways, whether they're ending at the highs of the day, the lows of the day. We look at the VIX and certain correlation indexes and some long-term breadth indicators. And it's a really important part of my investing process, and I use it all the time while I'm growing this account. So with that, let's go check out what the market monitor has to say. And if you guys are curious, I link a video in the description about exactly how the market monitor works. So if you guys are curious, go ahead and click that link. All right, so currently we are market monitor yellow, and we are day 4 yellow. And so far in this cycle, we've moved about negative 0.26%. And the average yellow cycle lasts about 8.8 days, and it goes down minus 0.35%. And the distribution count in the market right now is about 5. And with one more distribution day, will push us to red. So actually intraday here, we thought we were going to red, but it turned around intraday, and maybe we're going to actually fill out this yellow cycle with 8 days, because otherwise it would have been a very quick yellow cycle. So with that, let's get into the stage analysis and see if that gives us more insight. So as you can see here, the stage analysis, the stage 2 stocks are at 55%. Stage 1 stocks are at 13%, stage 3 is at 10%, and stage 4 is at 22%. Now, the interesting thing about this stage analysis report today is, as you can see above, I have this average 16. So basically what I do is I take the average of the last 16 data points. For whatever reason, those 16 seems to work pretty well at determining short-term trends in the market. And as you can see here, stage 4 and stage 3, which are the more bearish stages, are actually picking up steam here. We got 22 is above 18, and then stage 2 and stage 1 are below their 16-period averages. So it seems like the market's shifting here a little bit, even though we V'd and we got a lot of the gains back for the day. It seems as if the underlying momentum is shifting to the bearish side, which makes sense with our cycle analysis being, closer to a red cycle than a green one. So with that, let's move onwards to the VIX and see what's going on there. Now, what I did today was I actually added a new column into my market monitor because I've been getting into this, correlation stuff in my portfolio. So anyways, I just, the VIX is at 17. Hasn't really moved much today. It's been flat ever since we had that VIX day. And the correlation has actually gone down. So it's actually gone a little bit more bullish if we look at the correlation. This is a 1-month correlation. 56 stocks are in the 20% bull camp. So 56 stocks have moved 20% in 5 days. Yeah, there's a lot of underlying big moves happening. Muted higher highs. I guess there's 400 stocks that are moving it to the highs of the day. Versus yesterday, there was 1,000 to the downside. That was a pretty negative day yesterday. So with that, let's move on to stocks above their 45-day Bollinger Bands. This has totally cooled off. It was overbought for a little while, and now we're back to a normal cooled number. 32 stocks have made 5% moves today. As I said before, I mean today we'll get into it, but it was a big day underneath the surface for a lot of stocks. Some pretty climactic stuff happening. Yeah, the short-term momentum down is down, and what's really interesting is, I mean, we're seeing it all across, like the stage analysis and the breadth and everything. We're actually in a bearish phase at the moment, as you can see, short-term momentum down. There's a lot of stocks are actually going down, under the surface here, which typically, precedes a index-wide market downturn. But it's interesting that the correlation study is actually getting better, but I don't think that correlation includes, smaller cap stocks, which this market monitor is a little bit sensitive to those, like smaller cap stocks. But it's interesting to have both, a correlation on bigger cap stocks and then underneath the smaller cap stocks. So TD Cell is getting back to a more normalized level, as you can see here, 303. And then moving onwards to the anxiety index. Anxiety index is picking up again, which shows the underlying bearishness at 24,000. And then the midterm breadth has declined off the 80 down to 68. So we're starting to sell off here underneath the surface, and we're also seeing some exploding stocks in the leadership names. So it's interesting. This is what you kind of see at turning points in the market. So yeah, so with that, let's get on to the point of the video, which is the thematic analysis. What I want to give you guys is one sector is just killing it at the moment, and there's some other themes that are pretty hot, but one of them is really showing a lot of strength here. All right, so if you've made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it. We're growing the channel slowly, and we're starting to get more people who are tuning in and leaving comments, and I just want to say thank you to all of you guys. Hey, if you like what you've seen so far, smash that like button. We really appreciate it. The support, and yeah, I mean, if you guys have any comments or questions, or you guys want me to check something out that you're looking at, feel free to drop a comment in, and I'd love to make a video about what you're interested in. Like I said at the beginning of the video, we're growing this account from 100K, and yeah, just using all sorts of different methods. And today's video is going to talk about one of those methods of thematic analysis and trying to get into the leadership group. So yeah, with that, let's move on to the themes of the market right now. All right, so as you can see here, I've listed 5 themes, and also I've listed the stocks associated with those themes. We're going to go over the leading group first, but then we'll kind of get into the smaller groups, after, and basically talk about the technical picture for these groups, what it means, as just the theme of the market and what's going forward and what I think. But yeah, let's touch on it. So the first major theme is, of course, crypto. And more specifically, what's getting a lot of attention nowadays is these treasury companies and stable coins. I think Tom Lee or someone is really getting into, the stable coin is the iPhone moment for crypto. It's the one useful thing. And treasury companies have been able to essentially game the capital markets by having premiums inside of their stocks, and then they're able to sell stock and then buy more of the underlying crypto. It's just the disconnect between crypto and the actual market. There's an opportunity there. And so we've never seen it with Ethereum, but now that there's this stablecoin theme, I think we're starting to see more and more guys get into the Ethereum treasury business, which, if you stake Ethereum, there's a yield on that. So it actually could boom more than MicroStrategy. And that's kind of what you're seeing. So the first kind of stocks are basically in crypto. They're in crypto mining and data center kind of stuff, and but also these treasury companies. So the first one, I mean, this is the top performing stock at the moment, which is Tom Lee's BMNR. At the moment, it doesn't look that great. It's below the anchored VWAP because I think they're selling a lot of shares. But I mean, this thing, once it gets above this anchored VWAP around $56, this thing could really do well. I mean, MicroStrategy is a very expensive stock. It's bought in like billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, and these Ethereum companies are just starting, so potential there for it to move a lot. I mean, I think this is wrong. It's not 200 million market cap, but it's around 2 billion, I think, or even more. But with that premium, if they keep selling the shares, they're going to just keep buying more Ethereum, staking it, getting yield on that Ethereum, and it's just, I don't know. I think this could really work out. Now, it's a very high ADR stock, 50%. It moves a lot, so you got to be, sizing it correctly. But that's a big theme. Another stock in this theme is BTBT. We were lucky enough to get, in once the CEO bought it, $2. But this is another one that's it's a little bit more fair valued, like it's actually correct in its market value. They got a $150 million loan to buy Ethereum, and it's only 600 market cap. So actually, this one could do even better than BMNR just by a valuation standpoint. So this thing just went up a lot today. Looks great. That's another Ethereum treasury company. I think this SBET is another Ethereum company, but they're all over this top list. This top list: BMNR, HYPD. Perhaps I haven't seen that one. SBET is for sure a Ethereum staking company, and then BTBT. I think those are the ones. Also in crypto, we also have the ciphers, the mining companies, the Bitcoin miners, the IRENs of the world, the Wolf, right, and the Clean Sparks. I mean, they all look great. I mean, they all just made big moves after this most recent market rally, and they're kind of just going sideways. And their long-term charts look pretty good too. Especially if you look at something like BTBT. If you go to the weekly chart, this thing just looked amazing. And I made another video about why this was such an easy buy. This at $2 because it's at the low end of the range. I mean, bare minimum, this thing can get up to $5, and if it breaks out of $5, you're looking at, $30. Lots of volume coming in. It just looks fantastic. That's BTBT. All right, so that's basically the top sector, at the moment, cryptocurrency, treasury companies. Let's get into some other big names and big moves. So the second theme is clean energy. And clean energy is like solar stocks and also batteries. Batteries are doing really well at the moment. We have this QS, which is leading the pack. We bought it here at, I think, like $7, but then we sold the $9 calls for like 70 cents, which got us to $10. And this thing just keeps going up every day. So batteries are doing well. We didn't get this ENVX, which is another battery company. But I just think that's going to be a big theme, right? With data centers and robots. I mean, my big idea here is that the bull case on AI and robotics is essentially energy and materials, and you're seeing it, right? You're seeing crypto, which is a play on the banking system and printing of money. That sort of thing. And then also you're seeing clean energy, which is another hard asset, it's going to supply the energy to all these robots that are going to take all the jobs and increase the productivity. And when productivity increases, what do you need more of? You need more materials. You need more hard assets. So I think the energy theme is here to stay. Which is showing up in the top themes, even in the from this point where I took the scan. So batteries are doing well, solar stuff and nuclear stuff is doing really well. So this is a uranium enrichment company. This is a small modular reactor company, SMR. I'm not in Oklo, but that's another one. It's kind of lagging at the moment, but the small modular reactors. And then I think like this solar theme is gonna really kind of come back, even though he cut the subsidies. you know, I mean, there's a reason why these things are rallying so hard at the moment. Um, just, you know, perhaps it could end up working out for these solar companies. So that's something else I'm watching. All right, so the third theme that I'm taking a look at is rare earths. And you're kind of seeing it with this MP Materials, as it's kind of like episodic in nature, where these guys are taking a stake in, you know, a materials company that has materials in the United States. I think that's going to be another big theme, because Trump has already added tariffs to copper, and you know, if these guys just tariff even commodities coming into the United States, I mean, it's just such an advantage if you have the commodities mining in the United States. So these guys have those rare earth magnets. That's kind of the main one for this theme. But you know, I put a uranium name in here, but also what I'm seeing is I'm seeing the lithium guys finally catch a bid. Like Lithium of Americas is catching a bid. Albemarle is this is outside of the United States, but they're catching a bid. And PLL, Piedmont Lithium, is catching a bid as this material theme potentially heats up. So those are some things I'm watching from the material side. The fourth theme is robots and drones. I mean, this one is kind of like the leading robot company. They have something to do with Walmart. They do you know, like the packaging of packages inside of a factory. Symbiotic. I'm not in this one. I had this one earlier, and then it kind of stopped me out here. But man, this thing is up 200% off the lows. This thing starts going sideways, maybe catches up to the quarterly moving average. We got to get back into this thing. So drones is good. This is the SYM. This RCAT is another one. This is a drone company. AVAV is another drone company. Now, this is a lot of volume is coming in here, which is pretty bearish. Yeah, so we're gonna watch that, or it could be just a new regime, a new volume regime. We'll have to see. But this is another good one. And then I put the flying cars in here, and the overarching theme across of everything I'm showing you is these things are exploding, right? Joby especially, flying cars. Exploding, right? ACHR, not so much, not exploding. And then also rockets exploding, right? So that there's another theme there. So robots, drones, you know, rockets, as shipping things to the you know, space. So that's another emerging theme, right? And then lastly, the last theme I want to talk about today is like AI and quantum computing. So we have, you know, RGTI, which is making a big move today. This is quantum computing. I didn't put it in here, but QBTS is another quantum computing. QUMB, I think it is, or no, QUBT. You know, IonQ. These quantum guys, I think they can make another leg. Unless it's just going to be a double top and they're going to start fading now. So that's something to note. But then another theme that I'm kind of watching here is that could be big that's coming up is AI to develop content, right? To make video games. You're already seeing like Roblox is the main leader. It's not explosive leader, but it's a leader nonetheless. And yeah, as you can see, oh man, this is very climactic. And then Unity, of course, but using AI to create content, to create worlds, to create video games, I think that's going to be a big beneficiary of AI. Not so much just large language models, but you know, using it to create worlds, right, very easily. And then you could type in a prompt on what kind of video game you want to play, and then it, you know, makes an entire World of Warcraft for you that essentially is in your image and what exactly you want. Now, whether that's a good thing or not, because, you know, when people play video games, like they kind of just want to hang out and chill and do their own thing. So maybe that might have an explosion of this video game culture. And Unity is going to be that company. Just seeing it do really well. I mean, it's pretty low compared to, you know, where it was in 2021. I know they had some problems. spending money and stuff like that. But and also, charging too much, and then people didn't like their service or something like that. But just seeing it do really well. So anyways, so yeah, that's basically it. Oh, there's one more, the BBAI. This is like a standard AI company that's like helping people, become more efficient and stuff like that. So that's also in the AI, basket theme. But that's basically what I'm seeing. So hey, if you guys like the video, feel free to smash that like button and subscribe, and leave a comment. I really appreciate you guys tuning in, and I hope you guys have a great week. Oh, by the way, there's going to be no Friday video this week because I got to go, camping. But I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.